Hey guys, welcome back to another What If Here. Today we're doing part 2 to why Sasuke was female. I've tried this intro several times. One where I thought it was longer, and one where I completely screwed it up. Anyway, if you guys want to know what happened in the last part 1, there's a link in the description down below. Also, of course, if you want if you somewhat enjoy this and you're rewatching it, tell me in the comments down below if you want a part 3, and of course I'll say this at the end as well. So yeah. Anyway, so let's get into this. So Kakashi, though somewhat Sasuke would push herself up from the somewhat ground, well, at least try to, though Sakura somewhat help her up a bit, somewhat up, though she'd managed to kind of stand on her own, a bit shakily, but she would. Though Naruto and somewhat Sasuke, they'd kind of look at one another and then somewhat look away, kind of somewhat bright red and embarrassed as, well, yeah, Kakashi would somewhat see this, and well, he didn't exactly know what happened between the two, but from the looks of it, it seems like Kusuno and probably, Kakashi would somewhat, Kakashi go, it seems like Sasuke, when I guess he took some senbon for Naruto, one had hit her in a temporary somewhat death-like state, but a shorter death-like state than the one Zabuza was most likely in. Due to the thought of somewhat her dying, she probably ended up somewhat, obviously her last moments, wanting Naruto to know that she actually loved him. And yeah, though he'd somewhat step forward as he'd ruffle the somewhat both of their heads as he'd go, well, for one, I'm glad I'm glad all three of you are somewhat alive, though for now my opinion of you two dating is a no. I would not suggest it for right now, as somewhat after all you both have only really been getting for like 1 month and 1 week now, so I'd suggest holding off and maybe better off somewhat say so instead of going from boyfriend girlfriend, how about you actually start trying to date first and see where it goes from there. Though got that both somewhat would store slump, somewhat embarrassed, would somewhat nod as he'd somewhat ruffle he'd ruffle their hairs, though Naruto try and somewhat whack Kakashi's hand somewhat off of his head, though it would fail. Though Kakashi would make, of course, 2 shadow clones which would go over and pick both Zabuza and Haku up. From there, a week would go by, and somewhat Kakashi and Naruto would make graves for both Haku and Zabuza, while somewhat Sasuke kind of stayed at the somewhat either home or helped out, of course, in the bridge. So did Naruto, somewhat using the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Though of course somewhat, though, well, no, it wouldn't be a week. 3 weeks. Obviously, somewhat the rest of the 3 weeks would go by, as somewhat it'd be a month since they first took the mission, and the bridge would finally be done. And somewhat, of course, they would leave without hearing the bridge's name, which would be the Great Naruto Bridge, due to the fact that the somewhat civilian. Well, not only did kind of somewhat, I guess, Naruto break Inari out of his kind of somewhat, my life is somewhat the worst ever. That, and also somewhat Naruto for, of course, saving somewhat his two people who are incredibly precious to Tazna, his daughter, and his grandson. That, and somewhat the villagers also agreed to have the bridge named the Great Naruto Bridge, not only due to that, but also due to the fact they witnessed him pretty much just mow down all of Gato's remaining army. And, well, yeah, though somewhat they also kind of threw around the nickname of the somewhat one-man army, which kind of Kakashi somewhat had agreed with, and that somewhat if Naruto were to somewhat learn more chakra control, he'd be able to make more, as he's probably, as someone had explained to Naruto, as Naruto'd go, but why, Sensei, why do I need to somewhat, should I learn more chakra control? Well, for one, the better your chakra control gets the somewhat better you be at dispelling genjutsu. Sure, you could just dump a load of chakra, but, you know, if you dump a load, then somewhat you go from, say, maybe making, say, 1,000 to maybe only making 100. That's 900 Sharingan's worth of chakra you've just released for a small genjutsu. That, and also, of course, somewhat some genjutsus just break the second you realise you're under one, though that requires very much instinctual kind of, I guess, like understanding some of your chakra at quite a somewhat depth level, I guess. Yeah, though someone of course says that, but also say you'll probably somewhat say for what you used to make one, I can probably make 20 or 30 or maybe even 100. And somewhat if you're dumping 100 say chakra or something, if you're dumping 100 100 shadow clones worth of chakra into one shadow clone, you know, times that 1,000, that's what, like 100,000, I think, or 100,000 worth of shadow clones you're probably someone could make, or maybe say 50 and it would be 50,000, or somewhat, you literally could make you could potentially be somewhat, you know, exactly that, a one-man army. You could literally turn up on a battlefield by yourself and face, say, 1,000 people and easily make somewhat, you know, casually 50,000 shadow clones of yourself. And of course, somewhat Sasuke and Sakura would somewhat, of course, hear this, and they would both kind of be stunned at the level of not control but chakra Naruto has. Naruto would somewhat just sigh as you go, fine, and Kakashi would somewhat smile as you go, that, and also there are chakra jutsus there are techniques out there that do require a fine amount of control, and some of them you'll probably never be able to learn because of your reluctance to learn chakra control. The better you chakra control, the more jutsus you can learn. Yes, whilst having a lot of chakra does unlock higher end jutsus that are higher and also require a certain level of control, and most people would say the higher the level of chakra, the lower the amount of control needed, which is wrong. It's right to a degree, but it is overall wrong. The more chakra the jutsu uses, the more control you need, because that high amount of chakra is more a more precise level of higher mount. And yeah, it's like certain jutsus you can dump 1,000, say, Shadowclones worth of chakra into jutsu, and you may only get a 1% increase. But if you've got control over it and you dump, say, just a single Shadowclone's worth of chakra into the somewhat jutsu more than it requires, you could have it be 100 or 1,000 times stronger. It just depends on your level of control over your chakra and your knowledge of said jutsu. So yes, practicing somewhat the jutsus also help as well. Though I'm pretty sure the Shadowclone jutsu is one you really don't need to practice all that much. Yeah, and so from there, yeah. And well, of course, they'd somewhat go back to Konoha. Kakashi would end up reporting like he did in canon. And yeah, Hiruzen would go somewhat nod as. And yeah, as he would then somewhat tell Team 7 that they'd have a week off of having no missions, and yeah, Kakashi would then somewhat turn around and tell them to meet him tomorrow, as they would be somewhat training. They would somewhat nod as Hiruzen would dismiss them. They would leave, but Kakashi would stay. Hiruzen would crack an eyebrow as Kakashi would go, may I talk to you in private, Hokage-sama? Hiruzen would crack an eyebrow, but would nod as he tell his army to leave. Once they would leave, the door would shut, and a somewhat silhouette would appear momentarily before disappearing. Though Hiruzen would just nod at Kakashi, as Kakashi would go, well, of course I somewhat missed out something, and that something was that Naruto had used the fox's chakra, Hokage-sama. Hiruzen would be surprised and go, so he's starting to use it. Kakashi would shake his hand and go, no, Hokage-sama, it was, well, I got it from Sasuke and Naruto themselves, that Sasuke, she thought, well, they were of course being somewhat in an ice dome, and they had of course taken some Sanbon, though Sasuke had managed to get herself in front of Naruto, seemingly, and of course she had thought she was dying, as she could feel her life seemingly slipping away, and somewhat as such she had ended up confessing her love for Naruto, and she then somewhat died. Well, died, though of course she was just in a death-like state, a short one, but a death-like state. Nevertheless, this, of course, besides somewhat witnessing, a teammate, Naruto witnessing a teammate's death, but also somewhat his kind of and the somewhat shock of also finding out that the person who's now dead loved him, of course, somewhat sent him into a kind of rage that whilst he didn't end up killing the person, I somewhat did, though he did end up seemingly changing a somewhat A-rank mission nin's view on the world, and well, yeah, said A-rank mission in, or somewhat, went, turned, of course, I presume that may have something to do somewhat on how Naruto may have killed so many people, that well, yeah, that they were the causes for somewhat Sasuke to momentarily die, though, of course, somewhat at the end, once they're all dead and that, we turned around and Sakura ended up, saying that Sasuke was somewhat alive, and indeed she was. She had just pissed herself up. And, yeah. Though, he was somewhat nowadays he'd go about that. Somewhat, that's somewhat troubling. Though, do you believe he still has? Though, do you think he could be at a risk? A risk of what? I guess I'm a risk to your team, huh? No, far from it. In fact, I'm pretty sure that at the moment that he's pretty much more that he's somewhat the enemy or more at risk than anything, because he seems to be somewhat in a kind of controlled rage where he's kind of like these anger and that is directed onto the enemy and not somewhat us. Of course, though, I'm going to be somewhat training them and hopefully getting them to at least somewhat a point where somewhat he can somewhat push down his anger and that, and well, yeah, to be able to better control his emotions. Because yeah, Hosen would nod at that, and they would talk for somewhat for more. Yeah, though, got somewhat with Naruto, once kind of somewhat they left, all three just went their own separate directions as Naruto would go back home to somewhat his apartment, and yeah, once he was back he just somewhat hit his cipher and just wanted, and oh yeah, though of course somewhat not too long later, a knock would come out of his door. He'd groan as he'd push himself up and would go to open it to see Iruka as not go Iruka sensei, as Iruka smiled, Naruto, Naruto, I thought I saw you coming out of the Hokage office. How about we say we go to somewhere Ichiraku, how about I say somewhere get you a bowl of Ichiraku ramen, and well, no, you'd just obviously state that to somewhat why don't they go to Ichiraku ramen, and somewhat can inform what happened on his on his C-rank mission. No, would nod, and yeah, they would somewhat leave. And well, yeah, Naruto would somewhat tell Iruka and somewhat Aime as well, it wasn't really somewhat all that busy. Naruto and Iruka seemed to come on early, not come on, but always come around the time when they weren't really all that busy, so Tucci and Aime were pretty much listening in, doing somewhat Naruto's C and A rank mission, which, well, yeah, and well, yeah, and well, of course, somewhat, well, yeah, Iruka chose would very much so surprised when Naruto had somewhat revealed to him that Sasuke was actually a girl. Which, well, yeah, which of course somewhat meant that pretty much Sasuke was not only the Kunoichi of the year, but also the somewhat overall Shinobi of the year, and well, best Kunoichi, the somewhat first in either a long time or the first ever in the academy. And yeah, anyway, though, of course, the next day would come and they would Sasuke, Sakura, and Sasuke would all arrive at Training Ground 7. somewhat around about 8 o'clock. And while Kakashi would be there, he'd be on time. This was odd, and Naruto even somewhat would obviously somewhat say this and would kind of ask why he was there so early. Kakashi would so much. Kakashi would go, "What do you mean I'm on time for once?" And somewhat they would just somewhat stare at him, as Sasuke would go, somewhat, "Alright, Sensei, somewhat, who are you and what did you do with the real Kakashi?" Somewhat you could see all three of them is getting into battle stances as he'd put up his hand as he go, "Mama." Now, somewhat is me. And as I said, I'll be training you from somewhat I'll be actually training you have somewhat proven to me that that you really are somewhat willing to put your life at risk for one another. And though once we won't be able to take another C rank mission, as though Naruto would go, "What? Why?" As Sasuke would go, "I was just about to say that." Though we could see Sakura somewhat looked relief, though Sasuke kind of shared Naruto's kind of somewhat shocked and somewhat annoyed expression as he'd go, "Well, of course I've killed Naruto, of course you've also have somewhat taken your first skills, your first kill Sasuke and Sakura, of course you two haven't, and somewhat that's actually why we won't be able to take another C rank until next month." As it's a somewhat limit, so once a month we can only take a C rank. Though once both of you have had your first kills, we'll be able to take more frequent C rank mission, C rank missions, so like pretty much once, like one, if possible, one every day. Though that's quite not impossible, not unless you're fast enough, but you'd be better off looking at a C rank a week to a month, depending on mission duration. And Naruto, Kakashi would tell them that he's got a way of getting around something like that, and they would look at him as he'd go, "Well, so of course, I'm not gonna be, potentially wait 3 or 4 months for a potential bandit to come and what I'll really be asking for is a somewhat bandit camp. They are more dangerous and on the higher end of the somewhat C rank, though I should be able to get to that mission, that type of mission, which of course would mean both you, Sasuke and Sakura, would both get your first kills, which will pretty much, as long as the team stays together, will graduate the team from kind of, you could say, rookie Genin to kind of experienced Genin, that meaning that you can now take C ranks a lot. We can take more C ranks, more experience, and harder missions. Of course, we gain more trust, and eventually we end up getting B and then A ranks. And who knows, we could get so much trust that before you see even tunings, you could be taking the S ranks, though that's highly unlikely. Though then again, S ranks don't technically mean the actual qualification, S ranks don't technically mean you're facing against S rank shinobi. It just means if you're given an S rank mission, it just means it's somewhat a pretty much super secret mission that if you tell anyone, you're more than likely to be killed. So, yeah. Though, somewhat though, just kind of somewhat nod, and yeah, of course, somewhat with the, of course, somewhat Kakashi thrown around how somewhat that next obviously seemed like somewhat or at least somewhat Sasuke seemed to pay a lot before of somewhat actually killing and that. And yeah, though Sasuke didn't really seem affected at all, though of course outwardly she wouldn't be mentally somewhat, but he was just a step closer to getting strong enough to potentially bring back her brother to be questioned and killed in Konoha too. And yeah, anyway, and yeah, though Kasuke, though enough about that, as he'd somewhat go, though yeah, he'd open up a scroll as he'd send some chakra into it as a puff of smoke. Come as it go, now then, these are weights and they are to your body's somewhat size. And yeah, you will be wearing these anytime somewhat we train. Weights will of course weigh you down, which means you will have to work harder to do what you currently can do. If you can say lift say 100 kilograms of weight, well, actual weight on somewhat your arms and out may mean you can only lift 90, 50 or maybe only 10. And yeah, as you go though, Sasuke and Naruto, you both are showing the same weight at somewhat 20 kilograms in somewhat each appendage. So 20 somewhat chest, 20 on both your left and right arms, and 20 on each leg. So that's 100 kilograms of extra weight. Sakura, you'll be with 10 kilograms with an overall somewhat weightage of 50 extra kilograms. And I somewhat know, of course, your bodies probably will not be able to very much function properly for at least right now with that weight on, but you'll get used to it quickly, or at least I presume Naruto if you will, but we'll just see. I would somewhat nod as yeah, somewhat, well, yeah, they would then somewhat put it on, though Naruto would unzip his jacket, put it on, and then put his jacket, his obviously bright orange, well, neon on, well, yeah, bright orange jumpsuit back on. And yeah, from there, oh yeah, the weight didn't really seem to affect Sasuke and Naruto, though they were just standing there. Sakura, on the other hand, it did definitely affect, though that's understandable. She was the weakest, somewhat, well, the fangirls were the weakest in the entire academy. And somewhat Sakura even more so, as she went for more looks than strength, which pretty much meant her strength was pitiful, very much pitiful for a shinobi. Okay for a normal civilian, like female civilian, but pitiful for a genin, especially one that went on a C rank, let alone A rank. And yeah, as someone who then go, now then, follow me. So I'll be doing a somewhat pace that you'll be that you will all be keeping up with. Though you will be in front of me, and if I see any of you slowing down a bit, there'll be a punishment, and it'd be harsh. They would somewhat slightly gulp at that, and they would not as while the somewhat run would be the entirety of Konoha, a single lap around Konoha Ridge. By the end of it, Sakura just pretty much looked like she just wanted to die. And, well, it just looked like she wanted to die at least 10 times. Or at least maybe 100. Yeah. Sasuke was very much, was also, of course, heavily panting. She somewhat looked like she also wanted to potentially die. Naruto was somewhat panting heavily again as well, but though Kakashi could somewhat hear that Naruto was, or at least Naruto was starting to catch his breath, meaning that pretty much he was on the cusp of starting to actually be hard for him. And yeah. Anyway, though he'd somewhat somewhat do stretches, as somewhat the other three would follow after that, and you'd then proceed to somewhat jump back to the training ground, and from there they would then do somewhat push-ups, sit-ups, and somewhat all that stuff, and finally after that a spa, and yeah, and somewhat after that you'd then point at the tree and tell them all to walk up it. Though Sakura would state that they've already done it, and Kakashi would go, so have you done it with 50 extra kilograms of weight? Sakura would somewhat sheepish as she'd then go and would try and would almost immediately somewhat slip the somewhat extra weight did require a different way of sending the chocolate into the tree. After all, because just sending more chocolate into the tree is only going to work so far before you get launched off. And well, yeah. Sasuke and Naruto, they would somewhat get somewhat up the tree before they would also somewhat slip, though that of course somewhat, that slight odd kind of rivalry and Sasuke's own crush on Naruto would somewhat drive the both of them to actually get it done within only 20 or so minutes later, and they would be both upside down on the tree. On their respective trees, and Sakura had also managed to get up, though somewhat before she had to stop as reserves were getting very low. And so he'd somewhat just tell Sasuke and Naruto to somewhat spar as somewhat they would. Somewhat they would on the somewhat tree. And though Sakura would somewhat mumble that she'd somewhat mumble that she was somewhat jealous, and Kakashi would simply state, well, if you didn't waste all your time trying to get someone to notice you, and if you actually trained more as a shinobi and somewhat less as a civilian, maybe you'd have more chakra. Sakura should send her somewhat glad to Kakashi as he'd go, what? Using the academy, use training. If you only did the mandatory training that the academy somewhat made you do, then you're pitifully weak, Sakura. All the civilians in your class are weak. Maybe not the men, I don't know, but definitely all the Kunoichi of your class are weak in one way, shape, or form. The only one that wasn't was Sasuke herself. And as you can see, the only one that didn't have anyone that didn't seemingly have a crush on anyone was the one that was the strongest. She's strong enough to rival someone Naruto, and well, yeah. She would of course just somewhat glad though. Well, yeah, it was a lot less hate filled and more kind of I just somewhat hate I just hate you because it was just actually telling out the truth. Yeah. Anyway, though, somewhat funny though, after seemingly somewhat waiting for a bit, he would tell the two to come down as they would, and somewhat he would suggest for them to follow him. Though, and of course, somewhat they would, and after a bit, he'd then somewhat stop at a stream. They would somewhat look at him as he'd go, he'd stop at a lake as he'd he wouldn't, he'd continue onwards, so he'd turn around and he'd go, huh? Well, he's coming, as Sakura would go, we can't. It's like, well, of course I know you can't, so what are you standing there waiting for? You're not going to get it by just waiting there now, are you? And Naruto and Sasuke just somewhat stabbed one another before they would somewhat seemingly send a side, seemingly glad to one another. That glad not really being a glad, more of a somewhat I challenge you look. And from there both would just somewhat run directly onto the water, and both would fall down somewhat into it. Sakura obviously trying to the more somewhat kind of smarter-ish way, though she would also end up, of course, falling in. She'd go, now then, right, I knew I was forgetting to tell you something. It's like, but isn't, like tree walking. They would just kind of stare at him in confusion, though. As of course they would obviously continue to do so. Sakura hadn't really made any real progress, though neither had Sasuke, though somewhat Naruto being somewhat more aware of what his own chakra was doing and what body part wasn't in water, would somewhat start to realise that he would be momentarily on the water on top of the water, and then he would seemingly start somewhat sinking, and then he'd momentarily float again before sinking even further. And as he'd somewhat feel for somewhat what the surface of the water, or at least this feed was somewhat doing on the surface, and what his chakra and what he was doing with his chakra, he'd of course start to modulate it, or in other words, he'd start changing the flow to match the water. If he started to sink, he'd send more. If he started to come off of it, he'd send less. And as he'd do so, of course, he'd start making more and more progress further and further out. Sasuke, of course, would also a second or so after Naruto would make it somewhat farther than her, she would she would simply ask Naruto how he got further, more further than he did beforehand. simply just tell her somewhat feel for what your chakra is doing and feel for somewhat when your feet enter the water. Was all that I'd say. Of course, it would confuse Sakura, and what did those two have in really common? Kakashi would somewhat gain though Kakashi would somewhat kind of gain a smile underneath some of his mask, which was hidden by his perverted somewhat he's not so perverted book. The book being the somewhat the I think it's the Adventures of the Knuckle. Something about the Knucklehead Ninja. The Tales of the Actually Gutsy Ninja. And yeah, it was of course currently somewhat reading it and listening to of course what his somewhat students were doing, and of course hearing to say that dude. They would of course not understand. I'd understand why Naruto had said that. Naruto was, unlike Sasuke and Sakura, was more closely tied to his chakra. Or in other words, all Uzumakis are. And so it pretty much meant that when it came to, say, chakra-based techniques and that, and, can generally start actually, they can start grasp things a lot faster and figure things out a lot faster by very odd ways. Seemingly at times, or save things that don't make sense at the time until you yourself start seeing a connection between the both. Yeah. Sasuke itself would be somewhat confused, though would do what Naruto had somewhat said, and should somewhat be surprised as, of course, chakra she was descending like she was on the tree, just putting it into somewhat the water, and she'd realise that somewhat feet would occasionally either come off the water or go into it, and as it somewhat went in, she'd momentarily of course send more into it and would feel her feet rise up, and then they'd keep on rising as she'd then somewhat cut the flow, which would cause her to immediately drop in, and she'd somewhat yelp and would somewhat realise that it didn't mean to cut, but to she just didn't want to send herself off, sailing off of the somewhat water. So she just kind of slightly somewhat panicked. Oh my god, I'm going off and going, cut, bish, and yeah. Those should somewhat swim back to shore and would do so once more. Though this time, as her foot would somewhat start getting off of the water, this time she would start sending less, she'd pull less chakra. She'd send less chakra to her feet, which would cause her to the somewhat momentum to stop and to start going back in, and she'd somewhat realise that she had to kind of modulate it. And to ever change it. And before long, Sasuke and Naruto would be standing beside Kakashi, though both somewhat still kind of focusing. And though Sakura would be kind of somewhat standing at and would trying to apply what Naruto had seemingly told Sasuke, and would, though to her it didn't really make much sense, as how could the two focus on two things at once? Or those should somewhat shake her head, and she'd try doing what those two are doing, and of course, somewhat immediately, and immediately realising somewhat, of course, what her feet were somewhat, or at least the correlation between somewhat the chakra she sent to her feet and what her feet were really feeling at the current time. Should quickly get the modulation of one's chakra to one's feet to stay above water down, or in other words, should get water walking down. And yeah, though of course somewhat you can actually of course somewhat store, somewhat of course test them as well. They could stand up with stores keeping somewhat focused to their feet. Now it was time to switch that focus to subconscious control, and yeah, that Naruto would Naruto would be the first to do so, to get stuff instinctually down. Naruto was generally the somewhat fast. So to do so is kind of again slightly somewhat unique understanding of his somewhat chakra would allow him to do so. Some Sasuke and Sakura would be somewhat tied next, and yeah. Anyway, and yeah, from there he would then have them somewhat spar, or at least, he'd have somewhat he'd have Sakura spar with Sasuke, and he would spar against Naruto. Minutes later, he'd then somewhat have them rest on top of the water, and then once they regained enough chakra to then switch around and somewhat he'd spar against Sasuke, and Naruto would spar against Sakura. And of course another break, and then they'd switch once more with Naruto and Sasuke sparring with one another, and Kakashi and Sakura sparring with one another. And yeah, and that's how the somewhat week would go by. Kakashi had been thinking about chasing elemental manipulation. So you knew Sasuke knew fire, but that may not be her actual elemental affinity. And so somewhat he wasn't, of course, 100% sure. Though he somewhat, of course, he knew Naruto had more than enough somewhat chakra to do so, but he didn't really have the control. Sakura had the control, but not the reserves. Sasuke was kind of was okay in both reserves and in chakra, but both could be better for her. Sakura could be better in reserves, and Naruto could be better in control. So, that, and yeah. And of course, somewhat the weekend would finally somewhat come for the two, somewhat the team, though, and somewhat though somewhat Saturday, neither one of them really somewhat left their somewhat apartment or home, or their somewhat home. They just somewhat stay there to just somewhat try and kind of relax and let the pain and soreness of the somewhat weights that they were being pretty much forced to wear. Not really forced to, but more so had to wear during training and that. And yeah, they were just hoping that they didn't have to wear them doing missions as well, though granted it'd be D-rank missions, but still it'd still be somewhat annoying to do so. And yeah, though of course they couldn't stay in their beds all day, and more so Sakura would be the first out due to dragging her out. And those should somewhat go to somewhat her old used to be friend, though maybe now regained friendship, somewhat Ino, to kind of complain. But though of course after some time and around somewhat somewhat around 11, Naruto would get his butt somewhat out of bed, though he somewhat really didn't want to. Yeah, though he wouldn't really somewhat do much and would just somewhat go from somewhat laying in his bed to laying so on the kind of sofa, just looking up and thinking about what somebody about just last month and how he went from, and somewhat did he have feelings for Sasuke? Did he actually have a crush on Sakura? Some of those thoughts would of course suck around his head, and whilst he'd normally just try and distract himself from those types of thoughts or thoughts in general, he wouldn't this time around. And yeah, he'd continue to go some I think up until an hour, for an hour straight, when he'd be startled out of his mind from a knock at his front door. He'd somewhat wonder who it could be. It would either be Kakashi Sensei, Gigi the old man, Sasuke, Sakura. Or of course Iruka Sensei. Those were the only people that he knew where he lived. Could there be others? Probably, but yeah. And he'd get up and he'd go over to the door and someone open it as he'd blink and go, Sasuke, what, how can I help you? And somewhat, kind of slightly, somewhat she'd gain a slight blush. Naruto was very much stressed, was mainly due to what she was about to ask him, and she'd go, I was just wondering if you'd somewhat, like to, somewhat go on a date, somewhat with me. Not to blink, right? No, of course, not right now. Like, tomorrow? Not to blink and go, sure. When? 7? Not to somewhat just nod as just go, okay, thanks, bye. I should quickly somewhat and just run off. As somewhat a face would just of course gotten somewhat red and red. I just seemed to somewhat ask that would kind of stand there somewhat kind of just somewhat surprised before it kind of before it somewhat truly setting in what he just agreed to, and he'd somewhat go bright red eyes. He'd kind of go, oh, damn it, who's doing what now? Is she preparing it, or am I meant to? And she asked me, so is she, or am I meant to? And damn it. Well, yes. Well, yeah. Though Sasuke kind of had similar somewhat thoughts, and both kind of seemingly ended up on the same thought of just somewhat will find something to do if the other hasn't planned anything. And and so they somewhat Sasuke ended up kind of somewhat well, kind of cursing stuff, as she really had no friends. The only person she knew of that, well, yeah, would be Sakura, and well, yeah, she didn't exactly want to get, something bright and pink or somewhat too girly or something like that. She liked somewhat dark, she somewhat liked darker colours, somewhat blues and blacks and that. And yeah, and and just kind of somewhat annoying, she'd end up somewhat ironically kind of going to somewhat the one place where they seem to kind of just naturally go now for ramen, for some of that kind of lunch, which was each like ramen, and and so she'd enter. She'd somewhat enters. And go. What would you somewhat like? Somewhat to eat, though. Sasuke would blink and go, sorry, I didn't actually come here for food. As I might crack an eyebrow and go, oh? I somewhat Chuchu would also be somewhat curious, as the only time they ever really saw her was when Team 7 came here for somewhat lunch. And yeah. As I just go, do you have a date? Did you somewhat ask Naruto on a date? Sasuke would go bright red, and she'd go, how did you know? I would somewhat skrill and would go, well, yeah. Though she'd seemingly go, though I would immediately turn around somewhat to her dad, as her dad would go, just someone go help the poor girl out. I would somehow just nod and seemingly disappear into the back, and a minute or so later would promote some burst somewhat out through the somewhat back and somewhat over the counter and somewhat out of the store, kind of just somewhat with somewhat a Sasuke, holding somewhat Sasuke's armor. She'd seemingly somewhat shoot across to somewhat a place, to a somewhat closed store. And Sasuke was wondering, is it if somewhat Aime Naruto's somewhat kind of somewhat who Naruto sees as somewhat an older sister. There's someone is like secretly a shinobi or that. And Naruto would somewhat end up kind of going to the somewhat old man Hiruzen, as he wasn't going to go somewhat to someone like Iruka or that, because whilst he may have had a date or so, he was somewhat single, and while the somewhat old man very much wasn't at one time. And and so it would go to somewhere Hiruzen, and when somebody for the first time Naruto would knock on the door. Hiruzen would somewhat look up, and it'd be he would somewhat say come in, and see Naruto. He would wonder someone Naruto gently barged in, was it? Though Naruto would go, old man, can somewhat be talking private. He shouldn't go, that makes more sense now. He'd somewhat nod as his Ambu would somewhat leave, and somewhat like every time the door was shut in the Hokage's office, a silhouette would momentarily appear and would quickly disappear. As Naruto would go, could you, say, potentially help me out on, getting ready for a date? Hiruzen would blink. Date? You're going on a date? You'd somewhat saying, just, well, yeah, just somewhat, would be kind of somewhat stunned. Not would somewhat, I would somewhat twitch and he'd nod. Yeah. Though, may I, Sasuke? I should go, ha ha. Right, that makes a lot of sense. So, though, who's exactly planning it, and who asked, Sasuke, someone asked me out, and, just kind of left before I could ask. A similar conversation was going with somewhat, with somewhat Sasuke. With somewhat anime was asking the question, And, well, yeah, though he was gonna go, okay then, well, though, somewhat, though we'd go, well, I guess, somewhat for one, you're gonna need to get, obviously, some different clothes. That would somewhat, would nod as he'd get up, as he'd crack his, somewhat back, as, he'd seemingly leave, though Naruto would ask what about the paperwork, and he's gonna go, I'll just do it when I come back. Though Naruto would somewhat nod, as he'd go, though, though, can you do the somewhat the Shaolin Jutsu? Hiruzen would blink and he'd go, yes, why? Naruto would go, then why don't you, use it, old man? Hiruzen would blink and go, use it for, what? Naruto would just stare at him and Hiruzen would stare back before Hiruzen would go, oh, that's how he did it. That's how the fourth Hokage managed to get the paperwork done. By seemingly somewhat the end of the day. And Naruto would somewhat sweat drop at that as Hiruzen would make a couple of clones as they would somewhat go and do the paperwork. He would have his arm go back into seeing somewhat multiple shadow clones of Hiruzen, and somewhat Hiruzen would hear the kind of mumbles of finally he's realised. Hiruzen somewhat would somewhat be twitching somewhat madly, though he'd somewhat though shake his head as well. He somewhat had a boy to help, but he had this great grandson to help out, and though the cool thing both would say and would repeat to their respective charges was to just be yourself. And and that's where I'm gonna end this part here, guys. So if you have enjoyed this part, tell me in the comments down below, and of course if you want part 3, do tell me if you have enjoyed it. And guys, hope you have a good day or night, depending on wherever you are and whenever you watch this, and goodbye.